A small figure, fur glinting in the last rays of sunlight, stiffened, ears pricked, eyes scanning every shadow. 3 bikers roared into view, engines snarling, their intent clear and threatening. The dog's tail bristled, chest rising with controlled fear, yet something in her stance hinted at untold courage. Her low growl cut through the silence, sharp and warning as the men slowed, bemused by the tiny challenger. For a moment, time seemed to freeze. And then, with a single impossible move, she did something that no one could have expected, but what could it possibly be? The morning sun spilled golden light across a quiet suburban street, illuminating a cozy house where life flowed in gentle, comforting rhythms. Inside, Emma moved through her day with careful routines, her hands always brushing against the soft fur of Luna, a sleek, alert border collie with eyes that seemed to understand every unspoken word. Their bond was seamless. Luna's playful nips at shoelaces, the way she rested her head on Emma's knee during quiet moments, the silent reassurance when Emma felt unseen worry, each gesture a testament to a love deeper than words. Walks in the nearby park were their ritual, a dance of trust and joy, with Luna bounding ahead yet always glancing back, ears flicking at every sound, tail wagging with intuitive energy. But beneath the warmth of their shared days, subtle disturbances began to ripple through their calm world, the occasional clatter of distant motorcycles, shadows lingering longer than usual along the edges of the park, and Luna's sudden, tense pauses, ears pricked, gaze fixed on unseen figures. Emma dismissed them as imaginings, yet in Luna's low, cautious growl and the stiffening of her stance, there was a warning, a quiet signal that the serene rhythm of their lives might soon face a storm they were not prepared for. As the sun dipped lower, shadows stretched across the streets and park paths, twisting familiar corners into shapes that felt suddenly menacing. Luna's ears twitched constantly, her body taut, tail stiff, eyes scanning every movement with razor-sharp focus. Emma noticed the unease but dismissed it as imagination, until the low growl that rumbled from Luna's chest froze her in place. The distant roar of motorcycles, once a fleeting echo, grew louder, closer, more deliberate, sending shivers down Emma's spine. Luna paced, circling between Emma and the edges of the park, each step precise, protective, as if anticipating an invisible threat. A clatter of metal echoed from an alleyway, and Luna's hackles shot up, her bark sharp and warning, yet her eyes never left the shadows where the bikers were slowly materializing. Laughter carried on the wind like a predator's taunt. Emma's heart raced as Luna's gaze fixed on the approaching figures, every hair on her body bristling, muscles coiled like springs. The bikers slowed, smirking, underestimating the small dog, while Luna's low growl deepened into a resonant, commanding warning, each note vibrating with courage and fury. Emma felt a surge of fear and awe as the distance closed. Every instinct screamed danger, yet Luna's calm, calculated defiance anchored them both. Then, with a sudden flash of motion, Luna darted forward, circling one of the bikers, forcing him back with a daring maneuver no human would dare attempt, her eyes burning with an unspoken command. "Don't come any closer." The bikers hesitated, confusion flickering across their faces, but their amusement only deepened the tension. Emma's breath caught. The shadowed figures paused at the edge of the park, motorcycles idling like predators waiting for the hunt to begin. Luna's growl sharpened into a warning bark, echoing against the walls, and the air seemed to thicken with imminent danger. Every heartbeat was deafening. Every step the bikers took toward them pulled Emma's fear taut, and yet, in Luna's unwavering stance, there was a flicker of hope, a promise of defiance. The tension twisted tighter with every second. Something extraordinary was about to unfold. But what Luna would do next, and whether it would be enough to turn the tide, remained a terrifying, breathless question. The roar of engines thundered closer, the night air thick with tension and the acrid scent of gasoline. As the 3 bikers closed in, faces twisted with menace, their laughter jagged and cruel, echoing off the walls of the park like a warning. Luna's stance was unwavering, muscles coiled, eyes locked on the looming figures, each growl a pulse of raw courage that seemed to shake the ground beneath them. Emma's heart pounded, fear and awe intermingling, as Luna darted forward with lightning speed, weaving between the bikers' legs, snapping and barking with calculated precision, drawing their attention away from Emma, her movements a blur of agility and instinct. One biker swung a fist, but Luna twisted, nipping his hand with perfect timing, startling him and sending him stumbling into his companions. The chaos intensified, tires screeched, shadows danced wildly in the dim streetlights, and Luna's growls rose into a commanding roar that resonated with a bravery far beyond her size. She leapt onto the hood of a parked car to create distance, barking ferociously, her gaze never leaving Emma, as if to say, "I will not let them touch you." The bikers tried to advance, but every move was anticipated. Luna's instincts were flawless, her courage unshakable, her loyalty palpable in every precise motion. Then, in a moment that defied expectation, she lunged between the closest biker and Emma, forcing him off balance with a combination of daring agility and sheer presence. Tipping the balance entirely, the bikers froze, shock and fear flickering across their faces as if realizing for the first time that this small dog had become an unstoppable force. The air vibrated with adrenaline, tension crackling like electricity, and Emma, breathless and trembling, could only watch as Luna held her ground, her unwavering courage creating a barrier no one dared cross. And in that suspended, heart-stopping instant, the world seemed to pause, the biker's menace evaporating in the face of a loyalty so fierce and bravery so pure that it left everyone, Emma, the men, anyone who would hear the story later, utterly stunned, a single truth blazing through the chaos. Sometimes the smallest heroes carry the fiercest hearts. The echoes of engines and distant laughter faded into the night, leaving a heavy, almost surreal silence that hung over the park, broken only by Luna's soft panting and the gentle rustle of leaves in the cool breeze. Emma sank to her knees, tears streaming down her face as relief and gratitude overwhelmed every lingering trace of fear, and Luna nuzzled her with unwavering devotion, sensing the depth of her emotions and offering comfort in the simplest, most profound way, their bond now more unshakable than ever. Forged in the crucible of danger and heroism, the bikers, disoriented and humbled by the tiny dog's audacity, disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind only the memory of their threat, while Emma carefully examined Luna for scratches or bruises, her hands trembling as she traced the soft fur that had so courageously protected her, marveling at the intelligence, instinct, and bravery that had turned an ordinary evening into a life-changing ordeal. Neighbors began to emerge from their homes, drawn by the commotion, their whispers of awe and admiration wrapping around Emma and Luna like a protective embrace. Yet the true impact of the night lay in the quiet moments that followed. The long, slow walks where Emma held Luna's leash just a little tighter, the way Luna rested her head on Emma's lap as if to silently reaffirm her promise to guard and love without hesitation, the gentle, lingering gaze they shared that spoke volumes without words, and the way Emma found herself talking to Luna, recounting every detail of the event, as if the dog could truly understand the depth of human fear, courage, and gratitude. In the days that followed, the story spread through the community, hearts warmed and inspired by the bravery of a dog who had stood against real danger with nothing but loyalty and instinct. Yet Emma and Luna never sought attention. They only sought the comfort of each other, the quiet moments of recovery, and the reassurance that their bond was now indestructible, tested in fire and proven unbreakable. As the sun rose on a world that had seemed so threatening just hours before, Emma realized that bravery did not require size or strength, and that sometimes the smallest beings carry the largest hearts, capable of protecting, inspiring, and transforming the lives of those they love. And in that realization, she pressed her forehead against Luna's, feeling the steady warmth of her heartbeat, and understood with unwavering certainty that courage, loyalty, and love are not measured by human standards. They are measured by the heart, and Luna's heart had proven limitless, leaving a lasting mark on the world and on Emma's soul forever.